really good one. All right, hey, we are here with the Third Party Podcast, coming off of Third Party Studios. It is me, Talks Too Much, and I am excited to talk about what we're going to be getting into today. With me, as always, we have Slim.
Hi.
And then we have over here in this corner, the Cody.
What up?
All right, so we have everyone here ready to go. Get off that. You guys don't care about that. No one wants to see that. Ooh, Liam Neeson rails against Conor McGregor.
Oh, I thought they were going to fight.
Oh, man, that'd be cool.
An old man getting beat up, that'd be awesome.
He's got a particular set of skills.
Isn't Conor McGregor hurt? Isn't he injured? Like
he broke his leg at one point.
Injury?
Yeah,
I thought he had a career-ending injury.
Well, so an old guy against a cripple. Let's go.
Man, Liam Neeson against Conor McGregor. I don't care. Even in their respective primes, I would like Conor McGregor beating the.
He would beat He'd beat the crap out of him. Wouldn't even be a
Irish crime.
Liam Neeson has played. I think he's played Zeus. He's played Qui-Gon Jinn.
So he's basically those characters.
Yeah, that's what that means.
He was the voice. He was Aslan in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I mean, Liam Neeson plays God.
I was just going to say that.
In most things. It's like, to be fair, he has the voice of one. All right. So we're going to kick things off with kind of a little bit smaller story, but we think you're just going to segue into a few things. Bethesda, last year we found this article. Bethesda made 2 games available for free in anticipation for Elder Scrolls 6. So,
which hasn't really been, I mean, it's been announced, but we still have no idea. We don't know anything about it.
So, in anticipation for Elder Scrolls 6, we have gotten 2 beautiful games. I'm just kidding. They're just games. Elder Scrolls Arena and Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall. Now, have either of you guys touched those games before?
No, I started at Oblivion.
I started at Skyrim, like a lot of normies did.
I played Oblivion for about 2 hours, then, yeah, it was all Skyrim.
I mean, are either of you guys going to touch these games now that they're free?
Nope. They're also on Game Pass, so it's been free for me for a while.
It's been free for him.
These are free to obtain on PC. So
just kidding. Right. I played Morrowind a little bit.
You did?
Not very much, but I was pretty young at the time. So I did play it a little bit. I hardly remember it, but
what is the long-running narrative of the Elder Scrolls universe? Because my understanding is basically they're just every game is a new region.
New region, new
basically,
time.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a new region of it. I mean, it's just its own contained story from what I know. Within the world of Elder Scrolls.
But my understanding, yeah, so it's its own contained story. So the Dragonborn in Skyrim has no relevancy in any long-running narrative that exists in the Elder Scrolls universe?
Not that I know of.
Wow. I mean,
I kind of don't know, to be honest.
It's crazy. It sounds like Elder Scrolls is kind of like...
It's like an anthology series.
Okay. I mean, that would clarify a lot of questions I have up for it. So, I mean, an anthology, every region has its own legendarium,
Yeah, and they take place during different time periods. Like I think,
there's huge time gaps in
1,000 years after Oblivion or something.
There's huge time gaps in them.
Because Elder Scrolls Online,
that takes place before Oblivion, I think.
Well, it's
I think so too.
It's an insane. I mean, the trailer for it was epic.
It was really good. I remember watching that.
So, I mean, there's some... If Elder Scrolls is more of like an anthology, which makes a lot more sense, they just don't miss, I mean, they just keep coming out with crazy and unique stuff, but...
Is that any good? Have you played that, Cody?
ESL? Yeah, I put quite a bit of time on the online, and really? Yeah, it's good, but, I mean, it's just another MMO, but it's more story-based, so... That's better than most MMO, in my opinion. I
bought Elder Scrolls Online and played it on the Xbox One when the Xbox One was out and was kind of the peak. And it was fine. It was kind of like what I was expecting it to be as far as an MMO, but I just felt like there was nothing driving me towards anything. It was kind of just like, oh, you've unlocked this new area of the map you have to go to. But the problem for the game for me was the rendering on it when it first launched, like the actual distance your character could see clearly was so short that I was actually stuck in a region of the map because I could not see my way out of the area. I couldn't see a landmark in the distance to navigate my way out of it, and the map wasn't giving me any clear indication as to where to go. So I abandoned Elder Scrolls Online very early.
It looks kind of expensive to get into. Correct me if I'm wrong. You need $105 of packs right now, and then a $15 a month subscription. You need all that?
I think the subscription's optional.
So what would the subscription even do?
It gives you additional content and like bonuses and whatnot and gear.
Click here.
But there is like every time they come out with a new expansion, you basically have to just buy that expansion and then it gives you the other ones.
Oh, okay. So it's always like the past updates are included in whatever's new.
For the most part.
Which is very unique from something like Destiny, where when Destiny does its update, you're buying that update exclusively. Like you don't get...
Yeah, it's $60 a pop.
Yeah, if you buy the Destiny 2, especially if you buy the the Witch Queen one, you don't automatically get the Red Sun one, and I'm butchering these names.
It kind of depends. Yeah, it kind of depends on like how far along the expansion is. Like I say, it's like 10 expansions down the road. I'm pretty sure you don't get all of them. Maybe it's like one or two of the most recent or the earlier ones.
Okay.
But like they do come out with some bundles towards like the Tamriel edition.
Does it level gate you then?
Gave you...
If you know what I mean by that. Like, let's say I went in there and I bought the latest expansion and none of the other ones I started it. Like, oh, this is level 15 higher. Sorry, you got to buy the previous 2 expansions to get that high of a level to get into this area.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's just like you can enter it whenever.
Okay, because I didn't know if it kind of level gated you kind of that way or if they level the monsters up as you're leveling up kind of system.
I want to say that they kind of match your level. You just put in you're like 102 years old?
Yeah.
1963.
1963. I mean, I'm not 1963,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, this is
years
ZeniMax
old.
Studios. So one thing I actually really appreciate about this website is that the font that they're using is exactly the same as they did in
the game.
In the games.
Yep.
And I like that a lot. I like that. Now, neither of you guys played Baldur's Gate 3, right? The alpha release of that?
Nope.
No.
This looks exactly like that to me.
Isn't Baldur's Gate a top-down strategy?
Yep.
This is nothing like that.
No, the trailer.
The
cutscene,
trailer itself.
The cutscene, the trailers. I mean, all of this is looking like. So Baldur's Gate 3 is actually Dungeons and Dragons. It's I don't know if it's owned by Wizards of the Coast, but it's that's what it ultimately is.
Basically.
And they when they released the alpha, you could play as a character of level 1 through 5, and you ceilinged at 5. But the last few updates have been increasing the level and adding more class features and stuff to it. So that's kind of what Baldur's Gate gives you, and I think Baldur's Gate's been out as long as Elder Scrolls, because Baldur's Gate original.
It's
and
hard
2
to
are on
say.
PlayStation, I think.
No, I think they're PC, PlayStation or not PlayStation.
Baldur's Gate is PlayStation 1. I thought.
I don't think so. I think it was PC only.
Slim, can you fact check that?
It was
Baldur's Gate 1?
Baldur's Gate 1, and not. Basically, I want to know if Elder Scrolls
And that was
universe is
BioWare.
older than Baldur's Gate. So while but I mean, all the font and I mean even the layout's identical to how the games play. I don't know why I'm getting so nostalgic over that. It's not an important thing, but
it just looks nice.
so this is Elder Scrolls Online. I guess probably is worth checking out, seeing if Elder Scrolls 6 has anything as far as like a trailer or a teaser
I think it was
art or
just a
anything.
camera moving over some landscape.
Tom's Guide, everything we know thus far. Elder Scrolls on
Man, we don't know shit.
Elder Scrolls 6. Yeah,
There's not much
in the first half of 2023. So I mean, we should have a trailer by now.
No. Starfield is coming out in the first half of 2023.
This is focusing.
They're focusing on that.
Gotcha.
Which I care more about than another Elder Scrolls game.
All right, so 2020 tentatively 2024 is the expectation. Okay.
Yeah, we'll see about
Elder
that.
Scrolls 6 trailer. Here we go.
That's the announcement trailer. It's just a camera scrolling in.
I love camera scrolling, but you're right. I'm sure no one cares about that. So.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate original came out in 1998. Elder Scrolls original 1994.
So Elder Scrolls is older than
A bit older, not much.
Yeah.
but-
That was Elder Scrolls Arena, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So I guess. No one knows anything about Elder Scrolls 6, but if it's anything like Skyrim, where it's not an MMO, I mean, because Elder Scrolls Online, I stopped so fast on that. I don't want to play it, and I don't think they have any benefit in releasing another one like that.
No.
So
They have one out there. They can just keep adding stuff and updating it. They should stop where they're at. And if people like that format, they could stay there and get stuff added. And if people like the single player story, heavy story driven
yeah, because I would be
sandbox game.
I would play if there was another game like Skyrim, fix the problems that it had. Give it another game where the base is very friendly to the modding community. So give it something like that. I mean, if there was basically a newer version of Skyrim, I would play that. I would give that a shot.
I wouldn't. I just don't like the quest design and whatnot in it.
Well,
and your character, I mean, has like zero personality or anything. You're just the Dragonborn.
Right.
And then you just get a task that says, go here and get this weapon.
Yeah, I see that.
It's not zero story.
So
pretty much. I'm more of a narrative focused guy than gameplay, I would say.
How do you reconcile that with like Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic? Is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is kind of the same thing, where it's like points you to a space and there's more interaction. There's more interaction with the story.
There's a story. Your character makes choices and whatnot. Mm-hmm. It's just a story that you take place in, and you get to decide the outcome of it. And it's not fetch quests. It's all like story.
If Elder Scrolls 6 had something more along those lines, where you actually have like something like
if it played kind of like Fallout, then yeah,
something resembling like a good bad. Like here's a choice here's a piece of dialogue that makes you a good guy. Makes you a bad guy.
Not a blank piece of wood that they call Dragonborn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I see that.
Yeah.
I played the hell out of Skyrim though when it was out.
So did I.
I did too when it first came out, but yeah, I don't like it anymore. I had to mod the shit out of it in order to play it recently.
I wanted to.
And I basically just modded it to be a Lord of the Rings game.
That would have been fun.
It was kind of fun.
I might have actually had fun with it. The game, a mod that I'm really excited for is for Bannerlord. They have a game mod coming out called Kingdom of Arda, which is the Middle Earth map and all the Middle Earth factions.
Mm.
So you could play as orcs, you could play as elves, you could play as men, dwarves, all these different things, and it's built on the back of the Bannerlord game, which you guys know I fanboy hard over that game. I'm playing it now. I love that game so much. So that's something I'm actually really excited for because it's a fan made project, and actually I wonder if there's anything to pull up real quick. I think they have some teaser content for it. I'm not sure. So Kingdom of Arda. Boop. Yeah.
So it's basically Oh, that was like a main.
Yeah. So it looks like they're just
showing you music or talking about it.
Yeah. But I thought they had some gameplay footage out. But
anyway, it's a strategy game, Lord of the Rings.
It's more of like an RPG.
Yeah, I guess it is. I forgot you build your own character.
Yeah. You build your own character, a lot of custom like material and stuff like that. I mean, you're in it. So I'd actually equate it more like Skyrim with a combat mechanism similar to For Honor. So,
yeah, For Honor, Kingdom Come Deliverance, that kind of thing.
Yep. So I'm really excited for that. I'm actually so excited for it. I mean, the Lord of the Rings mods that are coming out, like there's Lord of the Rings Conquest, that reskinning, which is a fan project.
Remake,
yeah. I mean, I've been following the developers' like YouTube announcements and their live streams of them updating that. I mean, it's moving slow, but they're also not asking for anything either. Like they're not really holding out their hand for the community. I'd be like, we were talking about this.
Pay me money.
Taylor, did you ever play Lord of the Rings Conquest would have been like Xbox
Oh,
360,
I sure did.
where it was like Star Wars Battlefront,
Oh, for
but it was
sure.
like Lord of the Rings.
And if you start doing real good, you could be like a troll or an ent.
Yeah.
It made no sense, but all of a sudden you're an ent in Minas Tirith. It's like, who cares?
So that game was not backwards compatible with like any Xbox console that came out after the 360.
Yeah.
So it pretty much fell off a lot of people's radar because it was unplayable. So you couldn't play it after unless you had kept a 360 around. And so I was just bummed about that. I was actually like looking at the Xbox backwards compatibility list because they kept updating it. I
Yeah.
was like, is it there this time? Is it there this time? Is
Yeah.
it there this time? And it was never there. Well, there's a Discord community, there's a modding community that are building from scratch Lord of the Rings Conquest.
Yeah.
With beautiful graphics and beautiful like everything. The gameplay is supposed to be
Yeah.
identical and it's supposed to be the same, but they're updating the map, they're updating the story, they're updating a lot of things to improve
Well, they're
it.
like putting like quests in it too.
Yeah.
Like
And-
actual missions.
Yeah, and I think some of the things they're focusing on I'm less interested in, but like they put little historical references in the game. Like if you go look, you could find pieces of this dagger, and it'll tell you relevant things of story.
It's got little lore objects around.
Yeah, I
guess.
It's not collectibles. It's just like, hey, check this thing out.
exactly. And if that was a matter of like an addition to the base game, I mean, it doesn't even look like they have the first level complete entirely. Like they're still doing editing on the first level. I'm like, seriously?
Focus on the shit that matters.
Focus on the game. Focus on that. And we were talking about it the other day. Taylor, how much money would you pay for what we've described to you so far? Like we've described a game like Lord of the Rings Conquest getting a remaster effect.
Yeah, if it's on the new
rebuild.
consoles, that's worth a $30-$40 game, you know?
I would pay hundreds of monies. I would pay hundreds of
Hundreds?
monies just to help them build it. Like I have no practical skills, but I would spend monies. I would spend monies to see that game produce faster.
Yeah, I think it'd be about I'd pay about $40 later down the road. Just I'll check it out.
I
'Cause
mean,
it's interesting stuff, but it's just that I got more shit that I care about more.
well, it's a passion project too. They have no rights to it, so they can't monetize this.
So yeah, it's all donations and Kickstarter.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know if Kickstarter, because I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna see if I can pull that up real quick. Conquest Reimagined. Yeah. So Slim, this is what we're talking about. It's this.
Well, I played the OG game a lot.
Yeah, but look at this. This is edited. This is done. This part is already done. The pre-alpha campaign introduction.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Oh, it's masterful. I mean, I'm gonna see if I can get past the intro because I want to see the Helm's Deep. Look at that.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah, it's way better than other things. Oh, he waves. He's waving. He's waving at you.
Oh God!
You're a Lord of
They
Rohan.
programmed that dude to wave at you.
He's waving.
They did it.
But anyway,
I don't. I just am really excited for some of the mods that are coming out for
Yeah.
Bannerlord and obviously this. And I know this is a long ways away from finishing, but I'm very excited. Modding communities are just
we'll be on Unreal Engine 7 by the time this comes out.
yeah, true. That's probably true. Like I said, I didn't need all of this. I mean, do I appreciate it? Yes. I don't need this level of visuals. Like, I don't even need anything
You
close
basically
to this.
just want someone to port over Lord of the Rings
Yeah,
Conquest.
copy and paste, please.
Right.
Well, I like the idea that they're expanding the map, making things interact, and giving it more things to do. But you guys know me. My biggest gripe with every modern game is that they focus on visuals rather than the actual gameplay, rather than the actual game itself. And I think that that's a big mistake. I think visuals should always be last. I think you should build the bones of a game, story of the game, then visuals. And I think that's how you should approach game making. I really do. I think you should build literally just the bones of the game entirely, then put skins on it or make it better, or improve graphics as you see fit to do so. But Unreal builds everything as an image. So, have you guys seen or interacted with the Unreal Engine at all?
No, I'm sure with the games. Are you talking about playing games?
Well,
on it?
building. So I mean, I have the I'm working on my project. So I've
Oh
got
no,
my,
so I have no stuff like that. No.
I
so-
just seen it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, you do sculpt a 3D model of it, but I mean, Unreal applies such heavy graphics to it. It literally killed my laptop when I tried to do it, and I have a pretty strong, decent laptop. It literally killed it, like in one shot, trying to update. And I was using Unity. That wasn't even Unreal.
Unity.
So I had to abandon Unity as a tool and try Unreal, and that didn't like my laptop. So I bought my stronger computer. But I guess we should probably move on from games for a second, huh? We should probably talk about the things that they run on.
Oh, we could, I guess.
So do you want to share your announcement?
Well,
Oh, hold on, let me hide
my
this.
announcement,
Let me-
like it's a big thing.
Yeah, let me hide this. Okay, now your announcement.
They'll never know.
Well, you know,
Ta-da!
well, my Series S took a dump, and then with the announcement of Microsoft basically telling you when and when not to play games, I was like, screw it, I'm going to buy a PS5.
Yeah.
It finally came in, and it's way better than the Series S. I love it so much more.
Yeah.
They updated the UI from the PS4. It's a lot more friendly.
Mhm.
Controller's 100 times better. And it's very pretty.
Is aesthetically
It's very pretty.
It's aesthetically like absolutely hideous.
No,
It's-
I'm talking about when it's hooked up to your TV. I don't care what the console looks like.
Yeah, the console looks like
And it's kind of fat and big.
it's huge.
Yeah.
It's a huge bitch.
It takes up a lot of my entertainment space.
Yeah. It's big. It's
The controller looks better though.
I want to talk about this. Yeah. My biggest gripes with the PlayStation entirely are the UI historically. The UI and the controller. And I hate fighting with PlayStation fanatics over the controller because they're just wrong and they don't accept it.
They're just
They're just
wrong.
not in their heart. I believe they're good people, but nothing they do shows me that in their actions and in their beliefs
And who
So-
they are as people.
who they are. No, the PlayStation controller has always been a worse controller. And PlayStation people, you love your console. Totally get it. The exclusives list is very impressive. There's a million reasons to love the PlayStation. The PS2 is probably my favorite console that's
Yep.
ever existed.
I
There's a
agree.
million reasons to love the PlayStation. The controller is not one of them and never should have even been a part of the conversation.
No, yeah. After PS2, I switched to Xbox 360 came out, and I've been using that controller for so long now that anything else just feels weird.
Yep.
But I do like the PS5 controller over Xbox.
We held up both controllers side by side. We just did a how's it feel comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the PS5 controller it's heavier and it form fits to your hand even better than the Xbox. So this is here's the thing. PlayStation people, Sony figured it out before you did. Like Sony realized, yeah, our controller does suck and everyone likes the Xbox controller better. Let's just do what they're doing, maybe a little
Yeah.
better. It took you 5 consoles to figure it out, but
You got there.
you got there. I'm actually very proud of them.
The only thing that so yeah, the analog and the D-pad are switched on between the two consoles. When I was just sitting there, like trying to watch some like YouTube or watch a movie, and I was just kind of not even looking at the controller with one hand, trying to navigate it. I kept on using the other thing, like the D-pad over the analog.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what the hell is going on here? And I'm like, oh yeah.
This controller. Did you?
But I
ever
love
have
the
a-
adaptive triggers.
Yeah.
Because once you're playing a game, and only if the game has it, like you'll feel some resistance towards the end of the trigger pull. And I just like the feel of it. It's more of a dynamic controller.
Mm-hmm.
And it also uses, this touchpad and whatnot and blah, blah, blah.
Slim, what consoles have you used?
I've had PS1, 2, laptop, Xbox, original, 360, all the Xboxes basically, except for the brand new one. I just didn't want to fork up the money for it. And you couldn't for the first 2 years because everything was sold out.
Yeah. It is kind of crazy. I mean, honestly, consoles themselves, the fact that they went on back order and became almost unavailable for so long.
Well, it's still a pain in the ass to get.
It's
them.
still a pain
Yeah.
in the ass.
I had one option to buy it. I didn't like they give you like the digital version or the physical copy when you get physical copies for.
Yep.
And then like you can get this version with 2 controllers, headset, blah blah blah. The only option I had for all the stores around us was like you can buy the God of War edition, but we're gonna have to send it to you.
Yeah. The
We can send it to the store. That'll be 3 weeks, or we can send it to you. That'll be a week. And that's
So-
the only option I had.
So, out of every console you've ever played on, not just the ones you've owned, what are your guys' favorite consoles?
Mine's gonna be a PS2 because
Mine is PS2
the
too,
nostalgia with it.
for sure.
Just turning it on.
I
I still have a PS2.
I really appreciate that
works.
this group has a consensus on this. Because
It
we have some
works.
diverse opinions on like the different types of systems. Obviously, only one is right, and it's me usually. But
Yeah,
um,
it's Xbox 360.
well, the fact that we have a consensus on the PS2 actually I think says a lot because I actually went and bought a pre-owned PlayStation 2 for my family and got them the Guitar Hero like games.
Oh, I played the
yeah.
shit out of those.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
did I.
I got them 2 controllers. I got them Guitar Heroes 1, 2, and 3, and the PlayStation 2. It came with a standard controller and a memory card, and then they got the Ratchet and Clank games.
Wait, how big of a memory card? 8 megabytes?
16.
Oh, high roller.
I went high.
Wow.
I went all out. This was a big Christmas.
Yeah.
Tox was a big hit at Christmas
Yeah.
this year. He was a fan favorite.
Could you imagine 16 megabytes? That's it.
Oh my god, you couldn't play Call of Duty on that.
Dude, I just downloaded a game that's 120 gigs.
Yeah.
You
For
couldn't
sure.
download a gun skin from Call of Duty on that.
No, you
Right?
couldn't.
Yeah.
You have RAM sticks that do more than that now. It's crazy. But as far as the console goes, I mean, what was your favorite historical games on the PlayStation? And you can pick a
Ooh.
franchise, or you can pick. Because here's the thing: best game franchise for me.
You're wrong about this already.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
you are.
entirely correct.
I'm going with the other option, though.
What you don't even know what.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
All right, well, it's Halo.
Oh, okay. What?
The best franchise that has ever existed across video games has been Halo.
I thought you were talking about PlayStation franchise, PlayStation 2 franchise.
Well,
that you're playing.
I was making the point that we have to limit ourselves. I just didn't finish the point. But on the so what is your favorite game on the PlayStation 2? On the PS2?
I want you to say yours because I still think I know yours.
Star Wars Battlefront 2.
That's a solid game.
okay.
The Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2 from the
That's-
PlayStation
It's a
2
good game.
are games I still like to play.
Yep.
Two was
I have it
really
on
fun.
my PC.
And they actually hold up. I mean, the amount of people who have played those games and still play those games, I would put money on it that there is more playtime against those games than the modern Star Wars Battlefront games.
Probably.
And I
It's a
think they've
bold
been out
strategy,
long enough-
Cotton. Let's see how it plays out.
Well, I think there's been enough. I think they've been out long enough that, and with a larger audience, I think they've had their time to build their numbers up to where I think that's a fair fight.
Yeah, franchise-wise, I thought you were going to say Ratchet and Clank.
It's not. I enjoy the hell out of Ratchet and Clank, and Jack and Dexter is
Jack and Dexter's my favorite.
it's a respectable rival.
I
And
played the shit out of 2.
But I think that Ratchet and Clank, as I play Ratchet and Clank today, they need to be remastered. They need graphics boosts because playing a cartoon with that bad of graphics on a console that old is really, really hard.
I was going to say, have you played the new ones, but you haven't because you don't own a PlayStation.
No, Size Matters was the last Ratchet and Clank game I think I touched, which was
They had some funky-ass names for those games.
well, they did that intentionally.
I know.
You had Jack and Dexter 1, 2, and 3.
No,
Really fun.
There's like Jack and Dexter something. I don't even know. And then, yeah, 2 and 3.
But Ratchet and Clank had Going Commando, Up Your Arsenal,
Yep.
Deadlocked, Size Matters, and then I don't remember what the most recent one is. But, I mean, they would get canceled with names like that today.
Well, I mean, you got
Up Your Arsenal.
You got South Park, The Fractured Butthole.
Yep. That's fair enough.
That's fair, and we are going to get into that. I think we can hang on. I want to get an answer on the games for the PlayStation 2 before we move on.
Okay.
But Did you say Jack? So Jack and Dexter is your
Jack 2 is the definitive one. I played that so much.
But could you go back and replay it on the PlayStation 2?
I did a couple of years ago, but now that I got the remasters on the PS5, I should.
Why would you,
yeah,
right?
And
I mean-
they got an updated checkpoint system, which is very forgiving.
That's very nice. What about you, Slim?
My favorite game was probably it's called Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance.
Oh wait, can I go back?
That game is really good.
So I mentioned Def Jam 5 for New York the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's up there too. That's gotta be tied with it.
What was the 50 Cent Bulletproofed? Was
Played
on.
that, yeah.
That was fun. I actually enjoyed the hell out. I played that game all the way through. That was a fun game.
50 Bulletproof.
There's a lot of rappers getting games back then.
Yeah, there was.
There were.
What was that about? I don't understand that. I don't. It was weird because I can't explain it. I can't explain it. It's like, were video game companies like, you know who really likes games? Rappers.
Rappers.
You know,
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg's probably playing Jack and Dexter.
Snoop
Probably
Snoop Doggy
was.
Dog, he's on Twitch playing games all the time now.
I swear to God, the amount of people who are on Counter-Strike who are high, it's like, it makes no. It's confounding to me. They're either everyone who plays like competitive Counter-Strike and gets queued up with me is either high or drunk. It's insane. It's impossible to rank up in Counter-Strike. It's its own level of self-hate and torment.
But
I
back
play
to
it
Taylor.
every
Taylor, what'd you say yours was?
Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance is like a story-driven, top-down looter game.
Kind of like Diablo or something?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
almost exactly kind of like that. It was a lot of fun, and it actually came back to backward compatibility with Xbox, so I got it. It was like a year ago, and I played through it again, and it's still really good.
There were
Nostalgia!
It's-
the
yeah,
Need for
basically.
Speed
Injected
games
into
on the
my
PlayStation
veins.
2. Need for Speed kind of took a lot.
Underground was
Underground
awesome.
was a fun game.
Underground was good. I played that too.
Now, I understand how many people are going to hate this, but modern racing games, I can't frickin' stand.
Yeah, I can't get into racing games anymore. Unless I go with the whole $1,000 setup,
Yeah.
get a chair, a wheel, all that shit, then I could probably get into it.
I don't understand. Like,
But it's just not satisfying on a controller.
no, and honestly, at the same time, it's like Forza. Like, I gave Forza a try. I mean, I was able to play it while I was at work because we had the Xbox One X set up to demo.
Oh, really?
And Forza was one of the games that
yeah.
came out, so we played it on like a business account. It was very fun. And so I tried Forza on it. I hate that game so much. I'm like, Need for Speed Underground was very forgiving.
Yeah.
If you made a mistake, it would literally turn your car around for you.
Yeah,
Like-
it would.
That's the kind of thing that Need for Speed did. But all modern racing games are like, if you touch your controller wrong, your car will spin out.
Yep.
And you lose the race. I hate modern racing games. They are so like, and people are like, don't you love that level of realism?
It's
No!
very
I
realistic.
hate
and
that
stuff.
level of realism. If I wanted realism, guess what? I have a car.
I'd be driving it.
I have a very long back road. I could race my friends if I wanted to on a dark highway at night. I could do that easily. No, and I would not get caught. But
Yeah, I was playing a NASCAR game not too long ago, just because I used to play one back on PS1
Yeah.
all the time. It's way different now, and it's like all these different settings and whatnot, and it's like I'm just turning all these off
Yeah.
and just playing like it's an arcade game because it's like your tire wear is affecting you after so many laps.
Oh my
It's like
god.
gotta micromanage on a racing game,
Oh my god, I didn't realize I had a loot system.
right? I just wanted to be dumb and drunk and race a little bit.
Yeah.
Every lap gives you a crate that you get to unlock after 3 hours.
Yeah,
to
there's
customize mechanics. That's fun. But South Park, I want to talk about South Park, and I want to talk about Rick and Morty and Justin Roiland and all that stuff that's going on.
yeah.
I want to make sure before we move on, we've kind of talked this out though. I guess, do you have final thoughts on
PlayStation 5 is better than Series X or S.
with my eyes seeing what you have? I think besides the physical ugliness of the console itself, everything on the PS5 is a win. The controller's a win. I saw you boot up Spider-Man the other day. Wow, that booted up fast.
Yeah, it was just like, here's the logo, goes right into the main menu, click it, and then it just goes right into the game.
And you're playing.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm playing through God of War, and I'm like, I haven't seen a single loading screen. They hide it very fucking well.
Yep.
The only time I saw any menu outside of like inventory or whatnot was when I died. It's like click X to continue or some shit. I'm like, oh, it's weird.
Yeah,
But yeah, and also with the Xbox, I had the Series S, the digital version.
Yep.
Only went up to 1440 or whatever.
Oh,
There
okay.
was no 4K for that one.
Right.
And PS5 is 4K, and I can tell the difference now.
Yeah, because you have a beautiful TV.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Slim, are you just gonna upgrade your computer system when the time comes, or are you gonna actually pull the trigger on a new console?
I don't know. It's something I've got to worry about right now.
I
It's got more
I'm gonna
important
ignore
shit
the
going
problem until it grows larger.
Well, we just upgraded your laptop, and Dead Space has been running really smooth on
Yeah,
it.
it has.
I watched your live stream. It actually is doing pretty good, I think.
Yep. So I'm gonna try to. And most of the other games I've been looking at have less demand than that game. So
Yeah. So you're probably
be fine on that for a while. I
And
might
your
have to
la-
do
your
something
laptop
with
can-
memory, but
Yeah, your laptop can handle 32 gigs of RAM. So I mean, and we only upgraded you to 16.
16.
So
Yep.
get you up to that 32, and you're going to be
I
unstoppable
think I
for a
gotta
while.
I gotta do something with the memory because I can only have like 3 games installed because games nowadays
Yeah.
take 60 gigabytes. It's like, well, I have 200.
5 hours to download.
Yep, I have 240 gigabytes in this thing, which is a good amount, but it's like, well, that's 2 games because I got all this recordings now from this stuff and
What they should
videos and
Do you think the future of gaming? You remember how games used to be on CDs, like on discs?
What are
And
those?
the whole game was on the disc. You know this.
Oh.
They were those little metallic circles that they were flat. And you
And
put them
shiny.
and shiny. And you,
on one side.
sometimes they scratched. You had to wipe them on your shirt.
And you guys like, I thought those were like ninja throwing stars. So.
That way all yours are gone.
But yeah, I get to the point that you're making though is you got the disc, you didn't have to download anything, you just stuck it in and played it.
Yeah, it's
Now
like-
you got the disc, you still have to download everything.
Well, and so I foresee a future where, honestly, when I release my game, one idea I have is I'm
You
just
can
like,
see the future?
yeah, I can see the future. I've been able to see the future forever. That's why I know how successful this podcast is going to be. Why do you think we started this podcast? For fun? No, it's to get
No.
the millions of views.
It's for
we're gonna
the
be
sweet
rich.
cash.
No, it's I foresee
Dude,
a future
cash
where
and
video
girls.
games are encased and sold on shelves with hard drives instead of CDs.
Just a little flash drive sitting in there.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah.
Get it? Thumb drive.
One
Probably.
terabyte
Batman
hard
reference.
drive inside of a case.
Probably.
You buy the hard drive, plug it in via USB,
Yep.
and that's how you run your game at a time. You just plug your game in to the console, and the console. pilots
So it'd be like it still comes with like the big box that like DVDs and shit come in, but now it's
Exactly.
just a little.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you still have that physical medium.
It's exactly what's gonna happen.
it. Well, and I think that's actually a legitimate. I think that's actually a reasonable thing. If hard drives weren't so damn expensive, which I mean, if you needed to buy Call of Duty on a hard drive, I mean, you're $60 into the hard drive alone, like out of the gate with like.
Yeah,
one of
that'd
the
really
cheaper
mess with
ones.
pricings of games too.
It would fudge it up. Yeah, you'd basically, yeah,
Yeah, if you're buying a little side scroller shoot 'em up, it'd be like
a flash drive. It'd be yeah.
yeah, a little flash drive costs $15.
But I mean, I think the market is going to eventually demand something like that because it takes time to download a 300 gigabyte game, and if you're moving between games, I think the market's going to demand it.
The hell game are you playing with 300 gigabytes?
Call of Duty was a 300 gig game, like 260 something.
I wouldn't be able to even put it on my laptop.
Right.
What the heck?
I mean, it's a marketing strategy that a lot of games have had. They inflate their size so that
So
they
you can't play anything else. You must play our game.
Exactly. But But I mean, when you're done playing Call of Duty and you want to play something else, you're going to have to download it. And rather than waiting a day to do that game, I think the market's going to demand these games be more readily available to them.
Yeah.
I don't know what that'll look like.
With the PS5, you can sync up all your data and save content from PS4.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it wirelessly or with a Ethernet cable. I had to do it wirelessly. We didn't have one.
Yeah.
2 full work weeks to download. 80 hours. And you can't lose internet access at that time with either console, or or they cannot be shut off. So they have to run concurrently for 80 hours straight downloading all that.
This is the future.
And then I
the
woke
left
up-
is
and then I
afraid of,
woke
where
up the
we're
next-
running 3 consoles at a time to play one game.
I woke up the next morning and it said error downloading.
No way.
So go fuck yourself.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so now, but I think it downloaded all the saves that I have.
Okay.
It went through all that because I've been playing games that I had on there, and my saves are good.
Well,
That's
good.
all I really care about. So screw the rest of it.
Yeah. I mean, for me, this isn't a hard conversation because I can't really contribute because the PC Master Race is going to win.
God,
It's not even going to be close.
You're such
you have
a racist.
maybe one generation of consoles left. People are eventually going to figure out they don't need to subscribe for the same freaking thing they get on their plate.
well,
on their
and
PC.
everyone is gonna be a streamer, so
Yeah, you need a high-end PC to pull that off, or what we've kind of got set up with Slim for his stuff.
But anyway, I think we should move on.
Yeah. So we have already mentioned in one of our previous podcasts the Justin Roiland situation, and we're not really gonna dig into that too much. But one thing we kind of wanted to talk about a little bit was just a quick reminder. So Justin Roiland was arrested, and his trial date has not been set yet for domestic violence charges and a few other lighter charges. But Justin Roiland is co-creator of Rick and Morty, and we're here at Third Party Studios. We're fans of Rick and Morty. I guess Slim, I don't want to speak for you. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen the whole thing, but the few episodes I have seen, I've enjoyed. So
okay, so we all like it. 6 seasons out right now. Is that right? Or are we on 5 or 6? I think we're on 6.
6.
Okay, so the 6 seasons come out, and they are actually signed for I think up to 10, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, like 10 or 13. There's signed them up for a shitload.
So Rick and Morty, the money's already allocated, and the show will continue. The question becomes how. How will the show continue? They'll need new voice actors for Rick and Morty, and new voice actors for other characters. And so what will that look like going forward? And Justin had a very big role to play. I mean, it's reported he had a really big role to play in a lot of the story itself and the writing in certain episodes. So that element is going to be missing from the show. I mean, he could probably still comment from prison. But
It's like rappers back in the day making albums from prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the best albums came out of prisons. But this show will probably continue. It's just a matter of how. But
and will it be any good?
what do you think it is about this show that people are loving compared to shows like South Park, Family Guy, Seth MacFarlane's other shows,
10 other shows.
Simpsons? I mean, all of these shows are loved, but why does Rick and Morty stand apart?
Okay, I only love one of those shows.
Okay.
South Park. Rick and Morty's good. It's just been like on a slow decrease. Couldn't care less about the rest of them. Family Guy, don't care. Simpsons, don't care.
Slim, what's your take on that?
I like American Dad. All of them got their own little taste to them, but I don't love any of them so much that I prefer one over the other.
See, I watched a lot of Family Guy when I was growing up.
Yep, so did I.
I mean, I think actually there was a period of time in my house where I think I wasn't allowed to watch South Park.
Same. Yeah, Family Guy was just a little less crude.
Yeah. It was
Not Family. Yeah, Family Guy was a little. less
Family
crude.
Guy was okay. South Park was not.
Yep,
It's-
same here.
Yeah. So, I mean, which is weird because Family Guy's jokes are, I think, more offensive than South Park's jokes. I think South Park's jokes are maybe hit harder, but I think Family Guy makes some more out there jokes.
Just when I got into my teens, my dad started to like South Park, so.
I actually am rewatching South Park. When was the last time you guys? So Slim, have you seen South Park?
Oh yeah, I've seen before they took it off Netflix. I watched.
It was on Netflix?
Oh yeah, before they took it off. This was years ago though. I watched all the way through, and then here and there, I've watched. I haven't seen any of the new seasons all the way through, but random episodes are on the TV. I worked out of town for 3 months, and I was at my own hotel room, and it'd be on in the background because I didn't care about anything else. And yeah, just stuff like that, and those are new seasons I watched.
Well, the season 6 premiere is February 8th. So
season
at the time
26.
Yeah. So season 26.
Holy cows!
It's been going on since 97.
Yeah, season 26 premiere February 8th. So at the time this podcast comes out, it'll have been out for a while. But I started rewatching it. I started at season 1, and just before I crash at night, I'll like knock out like 2 or 3, 4 episodes because they're not long, so you could easily knock those out and just before you crash. But I watched the pilot. Wow. How the hell did this show get launched off of that pilot?
That's the Alien Probe one?
Alien Probe one. I mean, 97 had different standards. Like, the 90s slapped different. But, but I mean, wow, that animation was bad, I think, even for 90s. It was, I mean, I'm not trying to shit on the show. I love the show. I really do.
Yeah, it's just cardboard cutouts, and then they eventually through the,
But
the ages that it's been around,
yeah,
it just got computer generated.
Yeah,
But, it was literally just stop motion cardboard.
Yeah, but I mean, it was fantastic. I watched that and I was just like,
or
wow.
construction paper, whatever the fuck it's called.
Do you think comedy evolves generationally?
Yes.
Do you think that like today we could go back and watch stand-up professional comedy from the 90s and enjoy it? Like to the level that we do now, because I think each of us has our own favorite comedians or people we like, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we found the 90s equivalent of our current favorite comedians, do you think we would?
See, the guys I watch and whatnot have basically the same humor that's been around for 20, 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, you're like taking jabs at people and messing around and not really caring what the hell comes out of your mouth.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the new comedy, in quotes, it's too safe.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think if you had the context of like, oh, this is a 20-year-old comedian show.
That doesn't even matter. They'll still cancel you.
Yeah, no, I'm saying if we went back and watched them to see if we still thought they were funny, you would just need to be in the context because comedians take a lot of current what's going on in their jokes, so you would need to realize that. But I still think you'd have a good time with it.
Well, think about like I want to think about like SNL as an example. There are SNL skits that, I mean, even today, if I go on YouTube and I find YouTube shorts of like Weekend Update, and it's just like the
Norm Macdonald.
Yeah, if I just watch if I watch older episodes of SNL where it's like the Golden Age, like Will Ferrell, Eddie Murphy, Adam Sandler, like the older comedians that are on there.
That shit's still funny.
You think so? I don't laugh.
Will
at
Ferrell,
any of it.
the whole like stint with Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
There was a lot of skits that I.
So I think of like Down by the River. Chris, like.
Yeah.
That is probably the most quoted one.
It's the most quoted. So like, if I talk about Down by the River with family or friends who grew up watching older SNL, they will tell me that they die laughing at that, and I sit there and watch it. I'm just like,
It's
nothing.
okay.
Oh, okay.
I get nothing from it.
Okay, you're talking
at
about
all.
dying laugh. I rarely LOL.
Well, Groundhog's Day is another one where
I find
people
it
are
funny,
like,
but I'm not laughing just outbursts or anything.
well, like you guys both seen Groundhog's Day, right?
Yeah.
Bill Murray.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I mean, Groundhog's Day. I think of like Ghostbusters. I mean, comedies from the 80s, 90s. I get nothing. I get no spark of happiness watching these comedies. Like, it gives me nothing.
I get a mental drip of dopamine. It's like, that was clever.
Yeah.
It feels to me like more, rather than a comedy, it's more like a feel-good story.
Yeah.
That's how if I watch Ghostbusters, I'm like, it's people trying to make jokes, but they don't land for me at all. And I wonder why. It's weird. Maybe I'm the problem.
You're dead on the inside.
Yeah, I mean,
I figured it out.
I'm trying to think. I'm
You
trying
hate happiness.
You hate happiness. We
and
get
puppies and kittens.
it. Yep. I figured it out.
Well, I'm trying to think of the last comedy that made me actually laugh out loud. There are a couple specials that recently came out. But, like, movie-wise, maybe, like, Tropic Thunder. I freaking love that movie.
Yeah, Tropic Thunder.
And it's mostly a joke that will make you go, Jesus Christ. Like, they just did that? All right.
Simple Jack.
Yep.
You never go full retard.
Yep.
I'm the dude playing the dude. It is a very.
Disguised as another dude.
I mean, the funniest part of that movie for me, and obviously the whole movie's to be enjoyed. It's an amazing film. But the best part of Tropic Thunder for me was Tom Cruise in it.
Oh, yeah.
He's-
Les Grossman.
Les Grossman. It's my favorite. It makes
Yeah.
me so happy. At the very
Yeah.
end credits when he's doing the ludicrous dance, and it's like,
That's all Tom Cruise.
I know.
'Cause-
It's so fantastic.
'Cause
Tom Cruise is
Ben
amazing.
Stiller casted him or whatever, and Tom was like, I want fat hands and I want to dance.
Yeah.
Like, all right, we'll make that work.
Yeah. It was amazing. It was Tom Cruise.
Robert Downey getting away with blackface because everybody loves that character.
Jamie Foxx, man, when he's on Joe Rogan talking about
shit's
Tropic
funny.
Thunder, he's like, "Yeah, we fuck with Robert Downey. We fuck with Downey. You know, he's our man. He's our boy.
Yeah.
Like, anyone could be your boy if the world was just a little less sensitive
Right.
to literal paint on people.
Right.
Like, it's like anyone could be your boy. We could all be happy together if things didn't offend people.
I'm gonna
It'd be a
rewatch that
better
tonight.
world. But 97. Are you guys familiar with the first South Park movie? Do you guys know of the first South Park movie?
Was that the
I
Christmas
think
special,
so.
Bigger, Longer, Uncut, or
Yeah.
the Bigger,
Yeah, it
Longer,
was.
Uncut?
I don't think it was a Christmas one though.
No, there was. I think the Christmas special led into the creation of South Park.
Oh, it could have.
It was something about Jesus in it. I don't know.
Well, the bigger Uncut. I don't remember what the actual title is of it, but
I think it's Bigger, Longer, Uncut.
yeah, it had it was like Satan, Saddam Hussein, and younger people in the audience won't even know who Saddam Hussein is. But
Well, he was in a relationship with the devil for a while.
yeah, they had on-off relationship.
We're talking about real life, right?
Yeah.
But
I've seen that one. Yeah, I remember. I
have
remember
seen
that.
it?
Too. Oh yeah.
But Mrs. Broflovsky, Kyle's mom, is like raging against Canadians. She starts like
I understand that.
she starts like an organization, Mothers Against Canada. It's MAC. And South Park a few seasons ago did another episode like that. It was Mothers Against Canada, but I think Kyle was actually a part of it this time. I don't remember the actual episode.
Okay, yeah, because the first one had something to do with those two people that fart on TV.
Terrence and Phillip.
Terrence and Phillip, yeah. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember why they did it again, though.
Yeah, Kyle's mom was trying to censor Terrence and Phillip because they were bad for they were poisoning the youth in America, and they were waging war against Canada over it.
Yep. I
Because
remember
at
that.
that time, I guess Canada was more pro free speech than we were. So I guess that's what that's about.
Could you imagine that now?
But I mean, do you think South Park how long do you think South Park has? I mean, realistically, do you think South Park is going strong?
I'm still liking it,
I don't.
except for the integrity thing got old quick.
Yeah, I honestly liked Randy more as a geologist, and that was some boring shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and the show became more focused around him, too.
Yeah, I don't think it needed.
I mean,
to.
he's a great character, but...
Yeah, I think South Park. I tell you what, there was a season 15 through 19
Jeez.
were the seasons I loved the most. I loved those seasons. Those were the golden age because that was like Guitar Hero, World of Warcraft.
I remember those.
Season 18 was
Yeah.
when they did the
Wait.
food. They like it was.
Those were good
They-
episodes.
They were doing like they were messing with the food pyramid in like season 18,
Oh,
and then they had the
yep.
Washington Redskins debacle where they were doing that.
yeah.
Like seasons 16 through 18, 19, those were the best seasons. As soon as South Park started to touch the
It was good up until 2016.
yeah, and then everything culturally
Shifted to politics.
Shifted to politics, and South Park went along for the ride, and their jokes were about the same thing every single episode. They also focused.
There was some good ones, but yeah, the overarching thing.
Every season was also a long-running story.
Like, they had the troll thing on there, the internet trolls,
Yeah,
where
I love.
Kyle's dad is...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love where they
Yeah.
actually had them going to war against Sweden, or was it Sweden or Switzerland? But it was like they went to war against them, and they were like, I think it was Sweden. No, it
Yeah.
was Denmark.
Yeah, it was a northern
Yeah.
country over there.
It was they were like, we have created a technology that will identify and geolocate trolls and cache everything anyone has ever seen or said on the internet, and make it public for everyone to see.
They put a public in one town, and it was just a big riot with everyone killing each other.
I can't wait to get to that season because that is like a standalone. That's a standalone thing. But ever since 2016, seasons 19 through the future, where everything is about politics instead of actually culturally relevant shit.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but that's when politics became culture. So during the dark times, we're still in the dark times.
We're still there.
Yeah. Now the most did South Park even put out a 25th season, or was it just specials?
I don't know. On HBO, it's only up to the specials.
Okay. I don't
And
remember.
that would have been
seeing a
24. I want to
Yeah,
say.
I don't remember.
But
seeing
isn't
a
it
25th
exclusive
season.
on Paramount Plus or whatever now?
think so.
That's where they're doing all the new shit.
Well, apparently it's still going out on Comedy Central. So apparently they're still putting.
Who the fuck cares about that channel?
Yeah, I mean, where's the comedy in Comedy Central?
Right.
But it's definitely not centrally located. In comedy.
Yeah.
It's more comedy adjacent.
I say it's comedy left.
Anti-funny. Well, how are we doing for time? Are we at an hour?
We're getting there.
Yeah.
We got a few more minutes.
Um,
What's the next one?
Rick and Morty, Family Guy. I guess Family Guy has to die here soon. I mean, holy hell. I have not seen Family Guy in years.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, even this trailer, the joke is that they're on Zoom or on something and Cleveland's glitching. Like, the fact that there's not
Is
someone on this Zoom call with their dick in their hand is, like, why it's not obviously real.
Yeah, like that MSN anchor or CNN or whatever one it was.
Yeah. It's
They're all the same.
Jeffrey Toobin.
Yeah.
He was tubing
It's called pulling a tubing.
He's tubing himself. But Family Guy's got to die here soon. I don't know. I don't get Family Guy anymore. Like, I used to enjoy it. I had plenty of fun with it, but I can't anymore. It's so over for me.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it and okay, and
Okay.
and American Dad back in the day, and I slowly got out of Family Guy. American Dad was better for a while, and then just stopped caring.
Right. Which, Seth MacFarlane, The Simpsons, I didn't realize it was 89. I
Oh
mean,
my
I thought it was...
goodness.
It's the longest one.
Yeah,
Longest running.
I still thought it was the 90s, though. I don't know why I thought that. I mean, it's pretty much there, but I thought it was like 92.
I
It's the same
never
thing.
got into The Simpsons.
I saw the Simpsons movie.
Yeah, same here.
That was
That's
fun
about it.
enough.
I liked the other show that the creators did more.
What's that?
Futurama.
Oh,
That was a good show.
Futurama's way better.
Did
Very
you-
good.
You wanted to talk about that. Like, is that going to be in
That's
your...
in one of the scenes.
Yeah, so this is actually going to be one of the last podcast episode that airs before we launch the Battle of the Scenes. In March.
Oh!
Maybe we should discuss the rules before we wrap this podcast up. Do
We should discuss them off air.
you want to discuss off
Yeah,
air?
we'll clarify it off air and then we'll bring it up next time.
Okay.
I agree.
Well,
I
think
probably know what scene you're picking from that show too.
There's a couple you could. I bet you probably know.
It has something to do with a dog.
yeah. So we
No?
just to preview and kind
No,
of let the audience
that's a
know
good
about
one,
the
That is a good one.
let them know about the Battle of the Scenes coming up in March. We previewed this on other episodes, but what we're looking at doing in March is we are going to be doing some level of a March Madness style bracket for all of March, where we are going to be taking and building our own individual brackets for movie scenes and our favorite scenes, and we're going to be going and reviewing our brackets week by week over a couple of weeks in March, and just helping each other narrow down their brackets to their best. And then eventually it's going to culminate with an episode where each of us is putting our best movie scene selection up against the other two. We're going to have some guests on who will help us choose the winner. And we're really looking forward to that. But I think with that, we could probably wrap it up there, unless there's anything else you guys want to touch base on before we call it a close.
No, I think we're good.
I think so too.
I guess I did forget to talk about Knock at the Cabin.
We're gonna go see it.
we didn't
Talk
go
about
watch
we
it.
see
We didn't go watch it yet.
Yeah, we haven't gone to see it yet. I'm a little surprised the IMDb ratings are so low. 6.3 is really low.
I saw one guy say one trusted reviewer I have said that it's back to old like Shyamalan.
Okay, which is good.
Yeah.
Shyamalan.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved Glass. I guess I don't know what they're
I don't know
comparing
how you
modern
loved
to.
Glass.
I thought
I think you're just wrong.
I think you're just wrong.
I
I've never
think
been
your
wrong.
opinion doesn't matter.
Never been wrong in my life. But this movie looks like it would be really good, and I'm actually kind of excited for it. We are looking forward to going and checking it out. We're going to check it out in theaters. We're going to do an episode on this. If
It
there's
probably won't be like the Avatar episode where it takes
No.
up an entire episode. But
No, we probably won't have that much to say about it. I mean, Avatar. was
there's
like
a lot
the
to
number
say.
one.
It's a 3 hour and some.
Avatar, as of yesterday, was number one in movie popularity.
Yeah, I saw
Still,
that.
which was crazy to me.
Yeah.
That was crazy to me that even 7 weeks in, it's still number one. That blew my freaking mind.
Not a lot of competition
This is fair.
That's true, but I mean,
for
just
like big
being,
blockbusters anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, 16 million in
Week 7.
Yeah, 16 million in week 7 is twice what Bros did in its entire occupancy in theaters.
You guys didn't go see Bros?
What? I've lived that life. No.
I brought my other circle of friends to that movie.
There's a secret group of friends you guys don't know about that actually likes that content.
He likes that kind of stuff.
Well,
All right.
we will wrap it up there, guys. Thanks for joining us on this episode of the Third Party Podcast. I think we've already done our closing comments on this, so we will wrap it up there. Join us next week, and we will see you guys on the next one. Peace.
See ya.
Farters. Bunch of farts.
Cunts.
Whoa!